Welcome to the next instalment of the Bunker Drum Tuition. Today we're going to look at 5 drum beats that are going to boost your playing. These drum beats can be used mainly in a rock scenario, but they can be used in other genres of music as well. Stay tuned and try your best. Okay, so if you all look at beat 1, we're going to play a 4/4 rock, and all we're going to do is we're going to shift the bass drums to a different timing. Okay, bass drums on this one are going to fall on the and of the 2 and the 3. So that's going to sound a little bit like this. Okay, quickly break that down. If you take the snare drum hand out of it and just your hi-hat and bass drum, it will sound like this. And one last time, all together. Cool. So that beat, it's using a 4/4 rock pattern, and all we're doing through permutation is we are shifting the bass drums into a different time. Instead of being on the 3 and the and of 3, you're now on the and of 2 and the 3. So now if you look at beat number 2. Beat number 2 is a little bit tricky. You haven't got a bass drum on the beat 3. Every beat we've played so far, you've had a bass drum falling on number 3. You're probably going to be in the habit of putting a bass drum on the 3. This beat is going to try and break that habit and get you out of that funk that you're in. So this beat will sound a little bit like this. So with this beat, your bass drum is straight after your snare drum on the 2, and it's also just before your snare drum on the 4. Okay? It's a little bit tricky to get at first. What I would suggest doing is breaking it down into those 2 sections. So if you play the 2 and then the and of 3 and the 4 separately, it'll sound like this. Okay, and then the and of 3 and the 4 together. Okay, that's the trickiest part of this drum beat, is getting those limbs to fall in time. So I'm going to play it one more time, just so you can hear what it sounds like again. Okay, if you look at beat 3, you will notice that your first snare drum is now no longer on the 2, it's on the and of 1. Again, I'm going to use the word again, permutation. We're going to shift it onto the and of 1. Okay, so that beat is going to sound a little bit like this. Okay, so at the end, you've got those 2 snare drum hits, one after the other. Okay, pay extra attention to that at the end. A lot of people do miss this one out. Just make sure you get that extra snare drum in as well. Okay, I'll play it one more time. I'm going to play it a little bit faster. Okay, so now if you look at beat number 4, you will notice that there is a bass drum or a snare drum on every count other than the and of 4. So this beat, it's quite a populated beat. Okay, there's quite a lot going on at first. Might seem daunting, just take it nice and slow and work through it. So I'll play it slowly to start with, and I'm going to play it a bit more up to speed. Okay? So slowly first. So as you can see, like I said, there's only really a rest on the end of 4 where you're just going to play a hi-hat. Every other beat of the bar, you've got either a bass drum or a snare drum. This beat is quite fun when it's played at a higher speed. So let's play it at a higher speed and we'll see what it sounds like. So with this drum beat, because your bass drums, you're always playing in groups of 2, it's going to build up the speed of your double strokes on the bass drum as well, without you knowing. Okay, so it's a good little beat, good exercise, and it's a good beat. Okay, finally, if you look at beat number 5, you will see that we have a snare drum on the end of 4. Now when you play this just 1 bar, if you play it as a 1 bar phrasing, it's not a problem. When it comes to looping it, you've got a bass drum straight after that snare drum again on the 1. A little bit awkward to loop the first couple of times you try and play it through. So I'll play it for you now so you can hear what it sounds like. Okay, the thing to watch with this beat is again just making sure that you count it out so you know where the 1 is. Once you start looping it, sometimes it's hard to hear where the bar starts and the bar ends. I'm going to play it one more time and I'm going to accent the bass drum on the 1 just so you can get a better idea of it. Okay, so hopefully you can hear the difference in the 1 with the accented bass drum. Just when you're playing this one, again, make sure you count it out and start out nice and slow.